What's up, guys? My name is Adriel Rivera, and welcome to... Damn, I never started that way. Welcome to I Make Music in My Shed. I make music in my shed. And with me today is somebody else who also makes music in my shed. WWE wrestler, pro wrestler, and rapper, Tegan James Pres Washington. Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying? That was so cringe, bro. That's crazy.
How was the last WWE match, bro?
It was
Against
good.
John Cena? I saw that.
Yep.
And The Rock. You took them both at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoa, yo, that's crazy. But I'm now the world champ. I don't have my belt on me, but I do have the belt.
Yeah, they took it off of you.
Yeah. Well, no, not them. No, I took the belt away from them.
So you took it off of them.
Are we gonna restart this?
No.
Or we're keeping this? Yeah.
So today we're talking about my new song, the lyrics, and breaking down my new song, Out of My Mind. We went over the production of the last podcast episodes. Now today we're talking about the lyrics and cover art. Any thoughts, comments, concerns about the song?
I mean, I'm about to give you the thoughts, comments, and concerns. You know what I'm saying?
Before we get started, I mean, if you check out my shirt, shout out my little brother. He made this for Christmas. It says the Adriel umbrella. My little brother's awesome. I cut his hair yesterday for the first time. Well, it's the first time I ever cut anybody's hair. I cut his hair yesterday because my dad tried cutting his hair. Yeah. And he gave him like bangs, low key. Like my little brother had long hair, like not as long as mine, but like it was getting there.
He had a flow, yeah.
Yeah. And so my dad, like he said he wanted a trim, and my dad was like, "I'll give you one." But like from my experience growing up, my dad tried doing that to me once because I've always had long hair, and like bro gave me a trapezoid cut on my bangs, and I was crying for forever.
So did you get him right or what?
So yeah, like I mean, like I was like, oh no, my dad's gonna not give him what he wants, and so he didn't give him what he wanted, and so like I tried to save it, and trimmed him up, but I trimmed off more than he wanted, so it's not like nearly as long as it was. It's still not like it's not short, but it's shorter for sure. Like it's short. It's compared to what he had, it's short, and so he's kind of sad about that, but like, during the haircut and stuff, I cheered him up. He was, and so like, he's like, this is not the hair he wanted, but he accepts it, he's like, all right, I just got to live with it. And he's like, he's not like, like crying about it or anything like that.
I can't believe you messed up my guy Azio. That's messed up.
No, I didn't mess him up. I helped him, like, cause he looked like.
So it's better. It's better than it was.
Yeah, it's better than it was.
It's still not what he wanted.
It's not what he wanted, but it's better than what he got.
All right.
And so I told him next time, like you should just go. Well, he's 9 years old. He can't just go get a haircut somewhere.
Yeah, next time just go get a haircut, bro. What you asking me to cut your hair for, bro?
Yeah, but like no. So I told him like next time, like my dad should like take you somewhere to get your haircut. Not try to do it. And if he does want to, if he doesn't want to take you, like I'll cut your hair again. But like I'll try to give you what you actually want instead of like trying to make it like match the bang cut that my dad gave. So like yeah. But yeah, that was the first time I cut hair, and I was like, I asked ChatGPT, like, all right, give me a rundown how to cut hair real quick, and it actually gave me some good information, and so like I just ran off of that, and I think I did a decent job. At first, I'll say I was like nervous. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna do this right, and at first it wasn't like coming out right. But I didn't tell my little brother that. You can't freak him out, You just gotta say like, I know what I'm
sweating.
doing. Yeah.
It looks great. Yeah.
But I told I'm trying to reassure him, like I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
No clue
what I was doing. But it came like the end result isn't too bad. It's not too bad. It's definitely like my hairstylist. She could have definitely done good. Better than what I did.
Right.
Even give him like whatever kind of cut he wants. Like not just a trim, but yeah, but I'm proud with the result,
Yeah, I'm proud of you, man. You learned something new. Look at you.
Thank you.
Maybe you can cut my hair someday.
Yeah.
No, stay away. You're not cutting my hair. After hearing this story, I don't know, man. I'm scared.
Nah, bro. I could get you good. So yeah, moving on though. Love my little brother. Shout out my little brother Adriel. Moving on. let's give a quick recap, a quick listen to the song, just so the listeners know what we're talking about. So if you haven't listened to it already, this is Out of My Mind.
Oh girl, you're something. You've got me so surprised. Not one to jump in, but you make me wanna dive. My head is up in the sky. I'm on cloud nine, daydreaming about you and I'm out of my mind. And I hope I make you feel the same inside. When we're close and we can't keep our hands aside. Lose our clothes and kiss under your fairy lights. Goddamn, you're fine. You got me out of my mind. On my mind. Got me on my mind. On my mind. On my mind. Got me on my mind. On my mind. On my mind. Got me on my mind. On my mind. On my mind. Got me on my mind. Spent the day at your place, girl. I think you're cool. No complaints. A pretty face and straight A's in school. Love the way you say my name when we're in your room. It's insane how you stay in my brain. I'm out of my mind, and I hope I make you feel the same inside. When we're close and we can't keep our hands aside. Lose our clothes and kiss under your fairy lights. Goddamn, you're fine. You got me out of my on my mind. On my mind. Got me on my mind. On my mind. On my mind. Got me on my mind. On my mind. On my mind. Got me on my mind. On my mind. On my mind. Got me on my mind. On my mind. On my mind. Got me on my mind. On my mind. On my mind. Got me on my mind. On my mind. On my mind. Got me on my mind. On my mind. On my mind. Got me on my mind.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
That's groovy, man. That's groovy.
Thank you. That is Out of My Mind. What you got for me?
Bruh.
What you want from me?
Oh, I know that song. All right. Are you ready for my first question?
I'm ready for your first question. Give me it.
So, you said not one to jump in, but you make me want to dive.
That was a good one, right?
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. So the question is, did you dive, and how'd it go?
Did I dive? What do you mean? What is dive? Well, I guess that's a question for me. What is dive? What do I think dive is? What do you think dive is?
To me, I took it as I'm normally cautious, but you make me want to just like go all in with this because it's going good.
Yeah, right.
That's how I interpreted it. Is that like how you want? Is that how you meant it?
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's how I meant it. Like and yeah, like I mean, diving and going head first into something. Like, yeah, did I dive? That was a question.
Yeah.
Did I dive?
Did you dive?
Did I dive? I dived. I dove.
You dove?
I dove. Did.
How'd it go?
Good. So far, so good.
So far, so good.
So far, so good, man. Yeah. No, it's nice. It's nice. I'm happy. Yeah. I like that lyric though. Like, I mean, what do you call that? It's not a metaphor. Is it a metaphor? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that metaphor.
Yeah.
I think, it's a good metaphor.
Yeah. Wow. Who would have thought? What?
Bro, I've been making metaphors out here.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I like that metaphor because it's like it's a good metaphor.
Thank
you, know
you,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Thank you.
I like that. So you dove in. Was there like a defining moment, like where you like, all right, I'm going for it, or was it just like was it like gradual?
No. So I think it was a gradual decision because. So now I want to jump in, right? Like I think when you're choosing a partner, it's very important to understand what you want from a partner, as well as like how compatible you guys are in terms of like what like your sense of humor, your goals for life, and like just like your values and like your lifestyle as well. Like lifestyle is a big thing.
Yeah.
The more I got to know her and things like that, it's like at first, obviously, when you're first meeting someone, you know nothing about them, but you spend some time with them, and I just like everything was clicking, and mostly here's something that like I talked about with my dad before is like something that I don't know how comfortable he is with me sharing his personal thoughts and stuff like that, but something he told me was that I'm sure he wouldn't mind, like when it comes to like meeting new girls, new women and stuff like that, like he gets worried about like, are they gonna like me, like kind of thing, and that's what he gets caught up in sometimes. But for me, like especially with like my experience, like having already been like like having gone through what I've gone through in past relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like for me, my like I care more about how I feel about the person, because at the end of the day, it's like that's the most important thing. I mean, it's like, how do you feel about somebody? How do you feel about a certain situation?
Yeah.
Like you can only control how you feel, know?
True.
And so it's like regardless, like if they like me, if they don't like me, do I even like them to begin with? And I think that's the most important question to ask. And so it's like with her, I really liked who she was as a person, and just like everything clicked. It was like what I wanted.
Yeah.
And so I think over time, just like to me, it was like it would be a dumb decision to not pursue this, because it's like this is what I wanted.
Yeah.
So it's like
yeah,
why not go for it?
Right.
So.
Yeah, and you talk about more like that type of stuff in the song with other lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I have for you, well, I guess you had for me, but now I have for you. I'm out of my mind, and I hope I make you feel the same inside when we're close. So sometimes you can like totally tell that somebody is into you and like really feeling you. Sometimes like they're hiding it because like they don't want to get their heart broken. It's like
for sure.
Was this one of those instances where like you knew that this person also felt the same way, and then also did they know that you felt the way that you did?
So I mean, something about me is like I'm pretty confident in who I am. I don't know if it's an ego thing or not, but like I really like I don't worry about if somebody likes me, because in my mind, there's no way they don't.
Exactly.
I'm just
100%.
I'm that guy.
Yeah.
No, but like I mean, I know my value, and like what I bring to the table in a relationship, as well as like my how I view myself as a person. And like so, I mean, like even though I didn't have a definite answer, I guess you could say like I was pretty confident that like feelings were reciprocated. And so when it says like I hope you feel the same inside, I guess that was like more so for a lyrical context. But at the same time too, like you never know what they're thinking. Like there will be some moments where you might say something cringy and you're like, oh, did they think that was cringy?
Yeah.
Like, oh shoot, like or like through text too, like maybe you might say something you like, oh, I don't know how they're gonna take this. Like or like because when you're texting, it's different than talking in person and stuff. But yeah, so it's like I think more so it's not the overarching like do they feel what I feel, but more so like or not, it's not the overarching like are the feelings reciprocated, but it's like are they like am I throwing them off kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
I think so.
Yeah, so that's what I meant by hope you feel the same side. But yeah,
and I did write a note here saying I also wanted to ask, like, was that something that was like just lyrics, or is that something that was more literal, like I don't know? Okay, so next thing I got this chorus, right?
Yeah.
I talked about it on the last episode. I think this is one of those choruses that like you hear and you just get it. Like, as soon as you hear it the first time, you're like, okay, this is the chorus. We can do this, and you just sing along. So lyrics, oh my, you got me out my mind. So I said this chorus is like really short on words, and I wanted to ask, do you prefer the more like shorter and like more repetitive type of chorus, or like even with number one, like that was more wordy. You know what I mean? Do you have a preference when it comes to choruses? Like, what do you like doing with them?
I like to make the catchiest chorus that I possibly can make. So like I don't think if that means that the chorus for the song repeats a lot of words, that makes it the catchiest chorus for the song, then that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't really care too much about the repetitiveness. If the repetitiveness works, then I'll go for it. If it doesn't, like, then I'll do something else.
Yeah.
But I think, like, just looking back at like the choruses I've done in the past, it seems like I lean like subconsciously towards like a more wordier chorus rather than a repetitive chorus. And so I will say with this chorus, with the repetitiveness of it, I wasn't entirely sure how good it was. I liked it, but I didn't know if it like hit, and I still don't know if it hits because the song isn't even out yet as the time we're recording this. I mean, I showed it to you, and it seems like you liked it.
Yeah.
I showed it to my dad. My dad thought the song was good. You know, I showed it to my girlfriend. My girlfriend thinks it's good.
There you go.
But like, it's like, but so far it's not like wowing anybody. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's a good song, and I think people are gonna like the song. But I haven't gotten anybody like, and again, I've only shown like 3 people. Like, I think I literally only showed 3 people.
Yeah.
Well, 4 if you include my little brother.
Okay.
Which you can't. He's a person. So
He's a human being that you played the song for. So yeah.
So 4 people. My little brother. Yeah. So I showed 4 people. But yeah. So like, so far, no like crazy like, oh my god, dude, like this is a good song.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I think it's good, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm always curious to see how songs will perform once they come out. You know, with number one, I mean, we did the podcast on number one before it even came out. And right now, number one's doing pretty decently, you know, and a lot of people have said it's their favorite song. Which I haven't gotten. I didn't hear anybody say that when I was test audiencing, which is just you and like, you know, like my dad.
Yeah.
You know, so. But it's cool to see people say that this is their favorite song, and that's always a good sign too. Like when you see people consistently say one of their songs is their favorite song, you know it's a good song. You know, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I was curious because I feel like I also make wordier choruses, but I like the simple ones. Like I think even if it's not like mind blowing or anything, like the melodies and all the lyrics and blah blah blah, like it's singable,
right?
Like
exactly.
it's infectious. Like you hear it and you sing along with it,
right? And the mixing on that too. I mean, I guess this might have been a better thing to talk about on the last episode of production, but like the mixing on it as well. It's like it's not just like one take; it's multiple takes layered on top of each other. So it's like it sounds like a call and response type of like passing the lyrics onto each other, and I think it's just like. Well, I'm curious, like in terms of singing it, like if somebody wanted to sing along with the song, I feel like it might be a little difficult because of that. But I think it adds to the earworminess of it. Like, you know, like I think it could get stuck in your head a lot because of that like bounce feel to it.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a great point to bring up because that's true. Like sometimes you can help out the something feeling like repetitive. You just switch it up a different way in the mix. And I really do like the way that you did it. And you're right, that did add like a nice bounce to it.
Thank you.
So the next little bit of lyrics I got for you.
Yeah.
No complaints, pretty face, and straight A's in school. So the way you're talking here, to me, it feels like a beautiful movie head over heels scenario. Is that how it felt?
So for me, I don't feel like me as a person. I feel like intense feelings of like infatuation. Like I've had some intense feelings of infatuation before.
Yeah.
But I think this was a more like mature type of like this makes sense.
Yeah,
you know,
it feels right.
Yeah, it feels right. You know, and like so I'm definitely head over heels now, like for sure.
Yeah.
You know, and
definitely.
I think it grows for me. It grew with just getting to know my girlfriend and just like, you know, the bond that we created and stuff like that. Like, it's just like, I feel so comfortable. We both feel, I'm assuming she feels as comfortable as I do. But like, to me, that grew more. That feeling grew more like getting to know her more, you know, and just like being in it longer.
Yeah.
And it still continues to, you know.
Yeah.
I think she's dope. She's dope. So, but yeah, initially I wouldn't say it was like a crazy, like, oh my gosh, like, you know, but I was like, she's cool. Like, I'm vibing with this. And so,
yeah. No, that's sweet. That's sweet, man. I'm happy for y'all because I know y'all. You know, what I mean, I seen these guys hang out. Yeah. Y'all cute, man.
Thank you.
Y'all cute.
Thank you.
That's what I got for the lyrics. Is there anything that you want to talk about specifically on the lyrics?
Nah, not necessarily. I'll look through them really quick, but I don't think there's necessarily like much, because at the end of the day, it's just a song upon my girlfriend.
yeah. I think it's one of those that's like extremely straightforward.
Yeah, right. I mean, you know, I won't elaborate on some of the other lyrics. You know, we got some other lyrics in there that like, you know, we'll keep that for just me. but yeah, no, it's I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like it's another one of those lovey-dovey songs, and I actually it's nice because I wanted to, when it came to songwriting, I tried to keep my songwriting close to home in terms of like what I'm going through, or how I feel, or like experiences and stuff like that. And for the past 2 years, like a lot of it was just like I didn't have a lot of love songs necessarily because I just wasn't in love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so like being able to finally put out more love songs, like not saying that it's like, oh, I'm happier now, you know, it's like, I'm not trying to say that. I feel like, you know, I'm always been a pretty content person with like my life and stuff like that. But like, just because it's on my mind now, like I write more about it. And that excites me because it's like, this is a universal experience. Like, I think love, like for the most part, is a universal experience. And so being able to write songs that like, you know, hopefully other people can like kind of take in and, you know, enjoy.
Yeah.
That's another thing that excited me about this song, you know. Just the fact that like finally more love songs are coming out, you know. Right. But yeah, so
yeah, love is one of those things that like everybody experiences, you know what I mean? And we're all always confused by it, and we all always love it, and we always dislike it sometimes. And I think it's like one of those like ultra relatable things for a song to be about, because you know you can make a song about, you know, your specific struggles with music or whatever, right? Not everybody aligns with that, right? But like when it comes to love, like people fall for girls, you know, and fall for boys, and that's what it is.
Exactly. Yep. Speaking of love, we've actually been watching like Love Is Blind together. I know I mentioned this to you before.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Bro, what a show. What a show for real. I love like reality, like not comedy, but reality TV game show type things.
Yeah.
Because it's so dramatic, so overly dramatic. For what reason, you know? But
money's
money's
the
right.
reason.
That's
money's the reason.
But yeah, no, they're like it's so overly dramatic, and it's like, but I think that's what makes it entertaining. I guess, you know, that's why we watch it. But yeah, no, some of the people on Love Is Blind, it's like I think like, how do you get on a show? So like for context, for people that don't like, I mean, you don't know what the show's about, right? Or do you?
I don't. I get confused between all of them.
So Love Is Blind is like a quote unquote experiment, right? Like I feel like experiment is a loose term for the show, but like basically the goal is to see like, is love really blind? And so they get basically guys and girls to get into pods that they don't see each other. They can only talk to each other, right? And they're there for like I think 2 weeks, where like the guys will be able to see each other and hang out and things like that, and the girls will be able to see each other and hang out. But when it's time to, you know, talk to the people, like go on dates, they go into the pods, and it's just the guy in the pod, just a girl in the pod, and they'll talk to each other through like the wall or whatever, you know. I mean, they have like a more sophisticated setup than just through the wall, but you know, they talk to each other, and it's like they'll, you know, a guy and a girl will talk, and then they'll like swap out, and then like the same girl will talk to different guys, same guy will talk to a different girl, and they'll just like keep doing it, and then basically when they feel like they found their person, they propose. and like they get, like the goal is to get married at the end of this thing, which is crazy.
Yeah.
To think about getting married within like a month time span.
Yeah.
Anyway, they propose if they want to, you know, pursue a relationship with them.
Yeah.
And then the girl or guy will say like yes or no, you know, and if they like propose or they accept it, then they finally meet each other.
Okay.
And then the next like month is like them actually like dating and experiencing like the physical part, but the goal was to fall in love first through connection, and then afterwards take the rest of like the reality and, you know, see how it works out. And so like it's like, how do you sign up? I'm not trying to sign up for that, but it's just like how did these people find out about this to start? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I don't know, because like I see people on social media, like I see content about it of like people getting on these shows and stuff, and I don't know, like they make it sound like they just apply and then they just get accepted and then they go.
It's like, yeah, it's like, who are these people? And also too, like, what, I don't know. I mean, like, you know, respect to all of them, but like I wouldn't be comfortable marrying somebody like a month and a half after meeting them. So it's like, you're telling me that like you guys came into this knowing that you might potentially get married at the end of this, and like you're just cool with that. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know, interesting, definitely like interesting people on that show. Like the contestants, quote unquote, are however the experimentees.
That's crazy.
They're all interesting people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Is there anybody you're rooting for? What are their names?
Well, I mean, we got done with season 1. I mean, my girlfriend already has watched like all of it, so I'm the one catching up on it with her. We've already watched all of season 1, so I know who gets together at the end of season 1.
Okay.
But it's I guess I just like to watch the world burn because I root for like the destruction. Like, you know, I'm like, hell yeah! Like when it's time to get married, that they're at the altar and they're like, do you say like I do or not, or like, you know, do you accept this to be your love, blah blah blah. Like, you know, like when the first season, when, you know, everybody was being like was at the altar, I was rooting for the rejections for real. Dang. Like I just
the drama,
the drama, right?
You want
exactly.
the drama.
And then when it would happen, like, bro, like, yeah, no, it was a moment. It was a moment.
That's sick. I'm glad y'all have something, you know, or I'm sure you have many things, but I'm glad that y'all got stuff to, you know, enjoy together.
Right. Yeah. No, it's dope. It's fun. But yeah, so let's move on to the cover art of the song. First things first. This is the cover art. Bro,
here it is.
Bro pointed out that my nipple's showing.
Yeah, you just put the nipple out there for everyone to see.
I did, you know, and I was actually contemplating when drawing it, like, should I include a nipple? I don't know. I've never drawn a nipple before. I'll be honest with you, you know, especially drawing myself with nipples. Like, bro, I don't have nipples. Yeah. Like, nobody needs to know what kind of nipples I got.
For real? No, I mean, I feel you.
Right. So
like now they know, guys. That's what his nipples look like. For real.
God, like a drawing representation of Anyway, So I was like second guessing if I should even put it in or not, and how I should draw it. Like, do I just do a circle? Do I do like a little? Yeah, I didn't know how to do it for real. Like but I did it, and now it's out there. So yeah, just a little, you know. Just a little story.
Just a little, just a little thing.
Little blabbering on. My hair, I feel like I did pretty well in this drawing, though. I think, like, for the most part, when I usually draw my hair, it's like this. Do you see that? I got like a little middle part going on. You see like my widow's peak.
Yeah.
I feel like that represents my hair well.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I did a good job. My hair is definitely so much longer than it was when I drew this. You know, so it's like huge difference right now. Hopefully within the next few podcasts, I'll have shorter hair, you know, not short hair, but like I do need to get a haircut for real. And I've been like, just like postponing it.
Are you going to cut your own hair?
No,
now you know how to.
No, not
okay,
at all.
Okay,
definitely not going to. Don't trust myself with that for sure. But yeah, so this is the cover art. Let's go into the breakdown of it. This is the drawing itself. Let me get all this stuff. Just turn that off real quick. So this was the sketch, and so when it came to the sketch, again, I tend to use references and stuff like that when I'm drawing stuff out. So I used a reference looking at another sitting reference drawing for the sketch. So this was the main body portion. After that, Just straight up made the whole thing.
There it is.
It's done. Let me see. So where are all my other sketches, bro? Give me 1 second while I figure this stuff out for you guys.
I mean, in the meantime, sign up for the newsletter in the description because you get early access to the singles. And who doesn't want early access?
On God, yes. Early access to my latest releases every month. Every month on the 25th, I release a new song. And so because every month I'm releasing a new song, I give you guys on my email list an free early access to my latest releases. So feel free to check it out if you have not already. So unfortunately, I don't know if I should say unfortunately. So I don't know, looking back at this now, I don't know the sketch process that I went through. I mean, obviously I have this initial sketch, but what did I do afterwards? Beats me, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. It seems like I just knew what I was doing from the jump, I guess.
Just a pro, I guess.
But I'm pretty confident that here, once I had the initial sketch, I did do some more outlining and stuff like that. So this is what ended up happening with that. You can see I'm under a blanket. Because I be in blankets sometimes. Do you be in blankets?
Yeah, I'd be in blankets.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I was in a blanket, but when drawing this, I had to really think about, how does the cloth interact with the body, right? Mm. Because cloth on the body, that gets difficult to draw. Clothing gets difficult to draw sometimes when you're trying to really get it right. You know what I'm saying? And so a blanket on top of my body, how is that going to lay on all the shapes of
right.
all my curves, bro?
Yeah. Had to get in the crevices and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I really had to visualize that. And luckily I was able to get a pretty good result. I think that's pretty accurate of how a blanket would look in IRL, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, drawing, I really be thinking when I draw sometimes. Sometimes I really gotta visualize stuff. And
so you didn't take a picture in this pose?
No, okay. I
Okay.
didn't. This is all just kind of boom. And then a little bit of rolls right there, belly rolls. You got to keep it realistic.
Yeah, it's real.
Not shredded yet. We'll get there, guys. Soon I'm gonna redo this cover art, and I won't have a blanket. You'll be seeing my abs.
Yep.
So after that, well, here's a little necklace because I wear a necklace. I'm not wearing it right now, but I typically wear it most of the time. And after that, so these are fairy lights because in the lyrics, I have a lyric about fairy lights.
Yep.
Kiss under your fairy lights, not yours.
Hey, yo, man, why you always kissing on my fairy lights, man?
So, and then after that, we have all of the shading as well. And everything is 25% opacity. I mean, I could bring this up a little bit so you can see a bit more of how this all looks like. So this was the difficult part. The most difficult part was the shading and the lighting. So these are fairy lights. Obviously, that means that they emit light. And if they're wrapped around my body, the light source is coming from these fairy lights all around my body. And so the most difficult thing was figuring out how the light would interact with my body and the cloth and everything like that when it's wrapped around. Because most of the time, the light sources that I draw are coming from an angle,
right,
like how we have right here with the setup for the podcast.
And you just line everything up
exactly
according to that.
Right, yeah. But this is the lights are coming from all around.
Yeah.
So where do I define the shadows? Where do I find everything else? And so I tried it and I couldn't get it right. And so I asked ChatGPT, how can I visualize this to make it better? And this is another thing about AI. It's people are, especially artists, not even just artists in drawing, but artists and musicians and stuff. A lot of people are afraid of AI. Rightfully so, because it's it's kind of a competitor to us creatives, because it's it might not be perfect at the moment, but it's gonna get really good. It is already really good, and it's gonna get even better. And so when it comes to drawing, it's AI at a point, AI is gonna be able to just draw. It already can just draw things for you, right? And I feel there's no stopping AI. People are trying to put things in place to kind of combat AI so that us creatives can have some hope.
Yeah.
But honestly, I feel the direction AI is going is just sooner or later, like you can't beat it. Like I think like AI is gonna take over everything.
It's here, yeah, it's happening.
Here, right? So rather than trying to fight against it, use it to your advantage. Is my philosophy, you know, like, and this is one of the ways where I did use it to my advantage, where it's like, I didn't get it to draw anything for me, but because I was struggling and figuring out how to visualize the lighting, I asked ChatGPT like, hey, how, like, help me visualize this. Like this is my drawing. I didn't like put in a picture of my drawing. I know you actually can do that now because of like ChatGPT 4 or whatever, but I don't pay for it. My older brother does. He thinks it's awesome. He thinks I should get it, but he pays for ChatGPT 4. I know you can do that, but I don't have that. So I just asked it like, this is what I'm drawing right now. Like I just described what I'm just drawing. And I'm like, I'm struggling with figuring out how to how to shade everything with the light source being fairy lights around my body. And so it told me, like, I don't exactly remember what it said, but it described like, visualize like this and this and this, right? Like, and like, you know, think about it this way.
Yeah.
And it actually did help a lot because I was able to get it to a point where I was like, okay, like this looks good. Like, you know, I'm sure somebody else who's more like advanced at drawing could probably point out some lighting issues with this or something like that. But to me, for what I needed, this is just a cover art.
Right.
You know, this is just a cover art. Like, I don't need it to be like crazy, like beautiful or anything like that. But like, you know, from what I have, like this worked for me. I was like, great, cool. And so boom, this was what the sketch turned out to be. After that, you know, you do, well, I guess here's some more lighting, more shading. But after that, we got the line work, right? And then the coloring for the line, or the color blocking for the line work.
With no nipple.
With no nipple. Here, let me see. Where do I have all this other stuff at? Bruh, all these layers are so confusing. I gotta make sure I organize everything on my future cover arts for real.
I'm glad that you did break down the fairy lighting situation, because I was like wondering. I was like there's so much shadow on his face.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder like why he chose to do that. But like I didn't put together like, oh, it's the fairy light is the lighting. Yeah. And so that's exactly how your face would look.
Exactly, right. So
yeah, it's dope.
Thank you. So this is the cover art, how it ends up looking like with everything together. And yeah, you know, nipple and all.
And yeah.
So any questions, comments, concerns about the cover art?
Any questions, comments, concerns? No, the only thing I wanted to mention was like the fairy light thing. But we talked about that, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Fairy lights. Cool. Like that's so specific. Like, look at you.
Thank you. I really be arting out here.
You really be arting. That's what I'm saying, man. Like when people call me an artist, I was like, whoa, you gotta meet Adriel. This guy over here. This guy be doing it all.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That. Yeah, no, I try my best. So yeah. What time is it?
I think it's time to go, right?
No.
There's something else?
Yeah. Do you want to say it? You've never said it before. You should say it this time.
Said what? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Quote of the week.
Oh.
So what time is it, Pres?
Quote of the week.
Sheesh. All right. You go.
All right.
You go first.
All right, I'm up. All right. Are you ready?
All right. Lock in.
Dang. There's so much pressure now. All right. I'm gonna go with this one.
Okay.
This my brother said this. My brother Tayden. This is not his quote, but like that's where I heard it from.
Yeah.
He saw it in a TikTok, I believe.
You gotta humble the brothers. Can't give them too much credit.
Well, it's not about that. It's about credit where credit is due. Like
facts.
You know, he's not the originator of this.
It's funny because I think you quoted Tavin in another episode, and you said the exact same thing. Like I'm pretty sure Tavin did not come with this for sure.
Yeah, if either of them said like an original thing to me, and I was like, oh yeah, that's fire, and I used it, I would be like, yeah, they said this.
Yeah.
But
they're not them though.
Yeah, like if you told me somebody's lyrics, I wouldn't say it's your quote. I'd say it's their quote because it is their quote. You just told me.
For sure.
But yeah, so having a 4K camera doesn't make a bad video a good video. It makes a bad video in 4K.
This video is recorded in 4K, but I can't export it like in higher. Well, I could. I don't know. There's some weird things going on with my exporting. So as of now, it's recorded in 4K. Is it exported in 4K? No. But yes, 4K.
But yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah. It's about the content of the thing. It's not like the equipment and stuff. That'll all help and everything. But like at the basic is the thing good?
Exactly. That's actually, it reminds me of a similar quote that Nick D said, whereas he said good content can make a bad song good. Or no. Yeah. He said good content can make a bad song good, and then or something along the lines
bad content can make a good song bad.
Or
no, what you're saying?
Good content.
Good content can make a bad song good,
and then great content can make a good song great.
Gotcha.
But kind of the same vibe. No. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it's just like the content's what matters. Like you know. And so like. Yeah, going back to the whole 4K camera thing, you know, we've talked about this multiple times. It's about the artist, not the brush, you know. So it's like if you know what you're doing in any aspect of what you're doing, having the higher quality, you know, whatever it is, like camera, microphones, doesn't mean you're gonna have higher quality content. You know, like this drawing that I did, you know, is not because I use Photoshop,
right?
You know.
Right.
It's because I asked ChatGPT how to light myself in this drawing. So, but yeah, no, agreed. My quote is from Russ on his song "Need a Minute." He says, "I can't believe what I've achieved. I can, but damn, I need a minute."
Real.
And, yeah, no, I love that. I always love hearing like artists that like I look up to talk about their success, like because it's like it's a visualization for myself, you know. And hearing their stories and what they've gone through, like for and what they feel, it's like I can't wait to be at that point, you know? Not trying to like, and that triggered another thought. I'm not saying that when I get to that point, I'll feel it's that much different. You know, it's like, it's one of those things where like, cause there's definitely artists that like felt like their life was they would be happy once they made, you know, the X amount of money or X amount of followers or X amount of, you know, whatever. And they don't feel any different. They actually feel more depressed. Cause like now they realize that didn't change how they felt about themselves.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying about that. Like, you know, it's like when I don't look at like these milestones as like where to put my self-worth, because definitely you shouldn't put your self-worth in the milestones.
Yeah.
But it's still cool to have a goal, have a vision, achieve that goal and vision, and do it because you set out to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like I think it's gonna be dope to get to the point that they're at with where they wanted to go with myself.
Yeah. And doing it in a way that you're proud of it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And I like that you like just mentioned, I think that sometimes like there's people that get inspired by other people's success.
Yeah.
And there's people that get like jealous or depressed about
envious,
like seeing other people's success. Like they feel those negative emotions. And I think that you feeling that positive emotion is important. I think that's like a telltale sign of, okay, like you got it. Like you understand, like, like we're working towards it. Same way this guy worked towards it. That can be me. Because it can be.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this podcast, this episode, if you enjoy Pres, if you enjoy me, if you enjoy both of us, feel free to rate this podcast anywhere you get your podcasts. And again, if you want early access to my newest music, check out the link in the show notes down below. Also, follow links for me and Pres as well if you want to follow us on social media.
Yeah, talk to us, guys.
For real.
Talk to us, guys. We want to talk to you. What do you want to see on the pod?
We love seeing the comments on social media platforms on these clips. So please join us. Thank you guys so much for watching. I make music in my shed.